All right. Guess what? Joe Casanova is in the building. Yay, yay.
How we doing?
The people are going wild. The man, the myth, the living legend, all the way from the Everglades of Florida.
I actually live
Now it's here.
I don't live in the swamps, but yes, I do live in Miami. It's cool.
Anyways, hey, Joe, first of all, I am excited to have you here. Man, I remember the first. I think the first time we connected was through academia. That's how, and then that's how when you told me about Furlough, So just kind of dwelled in a little bit, but I haven't really got how do you say?
Completely in, huh? You're one
active.
Foot, yeah, you're 1 foot in.
Yeah, just 1 foot. I was just like, just trying to, figure things out, but I had a lot going on in my life, but, now I'm just like, what, seeing what's happening with Furlough and also what you're doing and stuff. I'm like, what?
We're making moves.
Need to start, taking some massive action. So definitely you're an inspiration. And also what's exciting about you is, man, you are a serial entrepreneur. I mean, like, you've been doing a lot of stuff,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm busy. I keep busy. I have to say, during the pandemic, it did affect a lot of my businesses and things like that. And, I was in real estate and specifically in hotel. I had a boutique hotel line, and the real estate market, travel, everything got impacted by the pandemic. So during the pandemic, I honestly got bored, and I reached on this platform, Acadium, and just started finding people to mentor. And next thing you know, it just started grabbing legs of its own and started making moves. And, I do work in several industries, in fintech and ed tech and e-commerce, and just been bouncing around. And honestly, I love it. But I do come from a background of financial education in the sense of and have a Series 6 license. So I was invested in dealing Roth IRAs, 401ks, mutual funds, all that stuff. But in crypto, that to me is the future of currency. And the Roth IRA, the U.S. government's going to have to form a new one specifically for Bitcoin or for Ethereum or something, because it's just, we've never seen returns like that. If I've heard one of my friends was telling me, like, they're thinking about getting an investment property, $300,000 apartment at their parents, like in their parents' building. And I go, you're just doing that because it's next to your parents. They're like, yeah, well, I'm going to have a kid. It's a free babysitter and things like that. I'm like, imagine putting $300,000 in Bitcoin last year. You'd be at 600, 900.
Yeah.
And it's like, how long does real estate double? And something I've learned in financial services, the rule of 72. And you grab 72 divided by your interest rate. So let's just say your interest rate is 7.2. So you get 72 and your interest rate 7.2. That means in 10 years, that's how long it takes your money to double. So if you look at interest rates in cryptocurrency, it's just skyrocketing, and there's nothing. It's on times, and you got to get it now.
Yeah. Now, because like even still with this massive growth in cryptos, would you agree that we're still, I guess in the beginning stage, I guess,
We're so early. We're so early. People.
So early, yeah.
Go ask 10 people how many of them are invested in crypto. It's nothing. I will never forget my brother. I told him about the crypto stuff. He goes, "You're gonna lose all your money," and he laughed at me. And he was the reason why I didn't go even harder into the investment side of things. He finally told me he put 1% of his portfolio into crypto. And I'm just like, that's insane. I'm like 1%. I'm like 80, 90% of mine. And you look at this whole, it's a craze right now. There's a lot of hype, but the hype is building real technology. And we're so early on the technology because you get a white paper, you get a roadmap, and people start following the roadmap and building out the features that they're saying. But what are the use cases? And one of the biggest things that's going to hit the planet is blockchain gaming, where NFTs, obviously we hear about NFTs and things like that. But NFT right now is a glorified JPEG. And it's just all, look, the art game is all money laundering at the end of the day. But the function,
sure.
The utility behind NFTs, especially in gaming, you see Fortnite made $1 billion in sales just on skin, on cosmetics. Imagine me as a gamer, I can buy a sword, a one-of-one sword, and it's an NFT, and I get to use it. Now I got powers, and I could buy Pegasus, a freaking unicorn that has wings, and that's an NFT. I could barter and trade in this virtual playground that the gaming industry is bigger than movies and music combined. Let's just put that in perspective. And blockchain.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
100%. I don't throw fake facts.
Okay.
Because of Google, we can't.
No. Can't. No, sure. True. Yeah. No, because because I get approached by like a lot of new people, newbies, beginners, like people in different walks of life. They're still trying to figure out what Bitcoin is, and they have no idea what NFT. But just for the folks, out there, would you be able to explain what an NFT is? What's all? Just to break it down.
Let's just quickly understand first. In order what an NFT is, we go understand what Bitcoin is. And Bitcoin is let's say there's only a certain amount, right? If there's only 1 million out there, it's 28. If there's only 1 million out there, the idea is the more people that gravitate to this and say, hey, I want to use this, it's only a finite amount. Versus, U.S. currency, it's getting printed like crazy. And this is all, there's no central bank or a Federal Reserve. This is peer-to-peer transactions. And the way that you get this currency is by mining the currency, which is, that's a little more complicated. These computers, they basically build the security for it and they solve complex problems. But what they're really doing is printing a ledger that is all the transactions between people. And it's all anonymous. So it's, instead of seeing Joe Casanova sent Marcus Monero, which Monero is a great privacy coin, side note, sent Marcus, money, it shows a string of letters.
Hey, you're representing, baby.
And, what NFTs are is similar to that, except it's a digital JPEG. It's a digital file. And what Bitcoin is, it's simply transaction back and forth. What Ethereum is, it allows decentralized apps, which is what all these cool companies that are coming out, from Augur, from Golem to, Monero, and all these other additional companies that have like actual functionality and applications. And an NFT, right now it started as a Bitcoin, where it's just a picture, and now it's become video. But now musicians like Tori just sold 1 million copies at $1, made $1 million in 30 seconds. And what they're doing now is they're grabbing it and reselling it, because artists now have a direct-to-consumer line where they don't have to go through their labels. They're just dropping their music. And now the audiences. Logan Paul dropped a picture of an NFT and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. I think it was like 2.6 or something crazy like that. And if you're in it for the money, that's cool. But if you look at the utility, and that's what's going to thrive and survive in the next 10, 15, 20 years. And this technology's at its infancy right now.
Yeah. No, because I'm still trying to grasp, the NFT side. This is like I said, there's like a lot of stuff going on, and just speaking about NFT, and I know you also done real estate with the hotels and stuff. I came across this another concept called it's called virtual real estate.
Yeah, and they're making your basically your title to your real estate and NFT. So if I sell you my place, let's put it in perspective. Here's the best example. I think Kevin Leary from Shark Tank is working on this right now. You have Audemars Piguets, which are APs. You have Patek Philippe's. You have Rolexes. These are high-end watches. Okay, but then there's a market out there that sells fake for the versions of those watches. Okay, and the whole premise behind Bitcoin and all that stuff is that there is a public ledger where you can see transactions. Right? So what Kevin Leary is doing, he's working with a company right now that creates an NFT for your watch. So that's how you validate its legitimacy. You're like, wow, this NFT is issued by Audemars Piguet, and I have this watch. I also have this NFT. Check my wallet. I own this. So when you steal my watch, I could tell that's a stolen watch because you don't own my NFT. Which is
wow.
It's a market out there for anything, and right now this is. They're filling in a void, and transparency is where we're going, especially since it seems like everyone's been hidden in the dark. And whether your beliefs are COVID's real or COVID's a hoax, the government's blowing out of proportion, it's just a fluke, whatever it is. At the end of the day, there's just a lot of misinformation out there. Some people saying one thing, some people saying other. And shadow banning, as you can see, big tech right now is big issues. And what blockchain does is it gives transparency across the board and gives power to the everyday person.
Yeah, true. Yeah, man. Yeah, because so far, I'm seeing a lot of new companies like I've never heard of, like whether it's coming from the BTC side, BSH side, or Ethereum, you name it. I personally, I believe there are going to be some companies we never heard of. I think they're going to challenge, the big corps, whether it's Amazon or Apple or even Facebook too, just based on the blockchain.
What you have to see is like Facebook, FANG, Okay, FANG is FANG. Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. They're positioned right now. Amazon could go tomorrow and be like, hey guys, by the way, everyone that is an Amazon Prime subscriber, go open up your Prime account and we just airdropped you 120 Prime coins. And now they created a currency amongst the people that use it, right? And that's the thing. Like you see a lot of these companies, these coins like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, they're all meme coins. But just like the meme stocks, like, yeah, cool. Like it's all pump and dump type of scam. And there are bad players in the space, which unfortunately gives a bad player to the name, bad name to the industry. But the people that have real functionality and real utility, they can do that and they could work. And imagine the U.S. government goes, hey, by the way, we're dropping a new coin. And this is our coin, and all United States citizen gets $1,000 worth. They printed money out of nowhere, and now people are using it. And if you look at currency, all it is a group of people agreeing that it's worth something. Because I got this Rubik's Cube I'm trying to solve, and for some reason, he thinks this is $100, and I give it to him, and he gives me $100 worth of services. And then later, he's like, hey, I'll give you this back for $100 worth of services, and I give him back services. This is worth $100. That's all it is. And it's just a group of people agreeing that something's worth something. That's what's great about these meme coins. It proves that community can dictate the value of what something's worth. And Elon Musk is the head of the meme coin, it seems.
Elon Musk, he's the Doge father.
Doge father, there we go.
I know. I guess because like in the crypto space, either he was loud, but then he's later hated. But still, then man, like this space is going wild though, and one thing I do agree with you. Like all these crypto projects that have utility and that's actually solving a problem in the marketplace. I think that's where. And definitely, we're going to see a lot of massive growth. And definitely agree with you when it comes to blockchain, like gaming and stuff.
Xfinity. I'm sorry, Infinity. Big Time is one of the ones I'm looking very much forward to. They got something called Cryptomon, where you can buy an NFT of an egg. Your egg can hatch, and now my eggs in the crypto that go there, I can battle you, and the winner gets Ethereum or whatever the current currency is. It's legitimate Pokemon, but in the cryptocurrency space. And you could breed your Pokemon and sell your Pokemon and trade them, which is insane. And, I want to just make sure I say this, because if there's one takeaway that I want to give anyone that's listening to this, if you're going to start investing, invest in projects you like, and you don't chase the money. Invest in projects that you believe in and have the tokens actually have utility. But if you don't want to bet on like a website or a specific business, then bet on the internet. And the internet is Ethereum. The internet is Cardano. The internet is Polkadot. These companies building on these platforms, of these blockchain platforms. And if you want to get in, they said that, I forgot where, please don't like misquote me or any of that on this stuff or whatever. I read somewhere that if Ethereum reaches the same market cap as Apple, it'll be, I think, like triple or double the value of what it is today. And if you look at all the companies that are building on Ethereum, it's just, there's no way that they aren't going to smoke Apple. They're going to leave Apple in the dust. And at the rate of which they're growing, and half of these projects haven't even launched, they're still in the conceptualization and building phase. It's so early. 10 years from now, every company is going to have some sort of blockchain integrated to it. To the point that Gary Vee, he just acquired a restaurant, and he's launching the first NFT restaurant. You want to eat at this restaurant? You need an NFT. There's 3 types of NFTs. Depending on the level of NFT you have, dictates your experience at this restaurant. Like, that's all it is.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, concerts.
Yeah, that
adds to this more. Concerts. You're going to go to a concert, you get a ticket, that's all you got. Cool. When you leave the concert, you'll get a virtual memorabilia in an NFT. It gives it to you. And there's services out there today that if you have an event, you can go ahead and launch, an NFT ticketing service using these existing tools that are out to the public. There's very little people know about it.
Wow. Yeah. No. First of all, that's even hard to fathom. Like, I can understand like concerts and stuff. And I know that because I came across a project here in Dubai where this guy, he's launching this thing called Bonus. It has to do with celebrities, but it's also connected with concerts and the entertainment space. So I can see that. But I don't know, like when it comes to Gary Vee, like NFT with a restaurant. I mean, like it's kind of hard for me to like, I guess, conceptualize, but I mean, wow. I mean, with the space, I mean, I think almost anything is possible though. So,
oh, for sure.
I mean, to me, that's like
a lot of people kind of hate on Gary Vee because he's all motivation and energy and do this and what are your dreams, and I curse. But at the end of the day, what he's doing with NFTs, man, it's his life work. He's going to continue building the NFTs, and he's building the blueprint to allow people that don't have the slightest idea, and they could be like, I'm just going to copy him. And nowadays, it's very hard to come up with original ideas, and when you do, kudos to Gary Vee. Congratulations. But guess what? Imitation is the highest form of flattery, and those ideas do get copied. And look at Instagram. Instagram copied Snapchat, the feeds with the stories. And now, you know, TikTok, they copied them with Reels. And like everyone's copying everyone now, but they're doing their version of it. Same with Clubhouse. Clubhouse work came out, and then Facebook launched Facebook audio rooms. Mark Zuckerberg went on Clubhouse to promote the Clubhouse alternative for Facebook. Twitter Spaces, now the Clubhouse alternative. And it's not a bad thing to copy people, but that's how we push innovation. Because when you set the standard,
sure.
I copy you, do that standard, but now I push that barrier further. And that's how we get, you know, evolution into what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. Yeah, no, I'm still like trying to grasp cryptocurrencies and stuff. But I was just curious, other than NFTs, I mean, we talked about real estate. What do you think about like, you know, virtual real estate? You know, like you got like projects like Decentraland. You know that you're creating your own virtual reality kind of deal.
I'm totally in on Decentraland. I think the Metaverse is kind of the next frontier. And I'm very much positioning myself in Furlough and to be eventually, I would love to be a Metaverse company. And I don't want to be a Metaverse player. Like, I don't want to be building the Metaverse. I just like, so that when you could actually build, you know, social environments, I'd love to be able to do that. And that's what we're doing now, creating this entrepreneur network, you know, a community founded by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, and being able to create collaborative sessions. And I think the Metaverse and Decentraland, you can buy real estate there. The thing is, you could buy a plot of land, but what is the point? What are you doing with it? And, you know, I was talking with with a buddy of mine, and I was just like, imagine, you know, these voice audio rooms, it is with the Metaverse. We're there. The next step for this Metaverse is full immersion when you have virtual reality and the hardware catches up. Just the graphics aren't there yet, so it doesn't feel so immersive. Without a doubt, I had this friend of mine, and anyone that wants this idea, go ahead, take it. I love it. He wants to create the red light district for the Metaverse and for Decentraland, where he buys a plot of land and he's building. You walk through Amsterdam's red light district, and then you look and you see a cam model, and you're like, wow, that's cool. And then you pay an Ethereum, obviously a fraction of Ethereum, to get in. And now that you get in, you watch your cam show. And it's like, there's going to be what we do today, and then there's going to be a Metaverse version of it. And this is, you see, Decentraland already has virtual casinos. You can gamble, and you could be with peers and gamble with them. And you could have proximity chat and talk to people. So I don't think acquiring real estate, like, is that really the thing? Yeah, it's a finite amount, but for me, that value is subjective, you know? But
right.
I do think what you do with that real estate, that's what's important. And, you know, I kind of feel like with NFTs right now, it's too much of a craze. And people are all thinking like, I'm doing this to buy money. But, you know, it's the last one it's a game of musical chairs. And the last one that holds, it's the one screwed. So, yeah, you might have real estate value. I sell it to you, you sell it to him, everyone makes money. But the last one's holding, it's now stuck with a digital plot of land with nothing to do with it. You know, so it's all what you do with it, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah. No, because when I, like in my mind, I was just thinking of this concept of like virtual real estate. It kind of reminds me of, you know, the beginning of, you know, the internet, of a website, you know, like back in the old days, you know, like, you know, people would ask like, why would a company have a website, you know, and why would you use a website for commercial use? But, you know, that was kind of like a crazy idea. So for me, I kind of believe that, you know, this virtual real estate kind of deal, it sort of reminds me of that in some way, you know. So, and again, it's subjective, it's how you use it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have virtual real estate, it's, you know, you buy physical real estate because you want to live in it, you know. And what are you going to do in a virtual real estate? Well, you can make a casino, and then you get foot traffic there, and then you can monetize the traffic, the people there, or you can create a social space and create connections. But a plot of land is just a plot of land. And for that, I'll call you on a cell phone directly, right? the thing is with these, I've looked at Decentraland. I've definitely done my due diligence there, and you're talking about the biggest room in Decentraland had about 80 people at one given time. So I don't think the adoption is there yet. I don't think we have enough people there yet. I think it's super early.
Yeah.
I know it's super early. And keep in mind, Bitcoin's been out since 2008. It's been 13 years later, and companies are coming out every day. Coins are being dropped every day. And there's still the dominant social media players are the Facebook, Instagrams, TikTok's now booming, LinkedIn, all those. Where is the cryptocurrency community and the cryptocurrency social media platform? And the platform that we use is social media, which is ingrained in everyone's everyday lives now. The social media platform we use today doesn't exist yet. The one that we use 10 years from now. It's not here yet, and it will be something decentralized in the sense that I can compensate you for your content. And instead of me, when I watch your content and I get served an ad, you get rewarded because your content made me there in that currency. So still early.
Yeah, still, I know, but because a lot of people come to me and ask, I think I'm late, I'm late in the game and stuff. A lot of people keep telling me the same thing. I'm like,
what? No,
you are. We are still early.
You're ignorant.
You're still early.
Look, this whole you're early, you're late. it's just it's irrelevant. Honestly, it really is because the founder of McDonald's was 65, I think, at the time that he actually founded it. And it's like people think they're
right, yeah.
It's like all to whose standards? Like, where is this line of you're early or late? Like, you could invest. I know people getting into stocks now, and they're killing it. They're making a ton of money. Everyone's a guru. Everyone's an expert in a bull market. Yes, I understand that, but at the same time, it's just start already. Get involved. And I always tell people, in order to get involved in this crypto space, you have to own crypto. Go open up a Coinbase account if you're able to. You got to be 18, and set up a weekly buy of $20. That's it, and do that for 3 months. Now you have some cryptocurrency. You can see how much you put in, where it's at, and if you want to up it, great. And just kind of support the cause and believe in it. But go onto CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Check out these top companies. Go read the white papers. Go to the site. See which one you actually like. And as me, I love gaming. Gaming, I think, is one of the coolest things. I'm super, super locked into Big Time. Big Time is going to create a metaverse for gaming with NFT collectibles that you could trade and change. And I will be a big investor in that because I think that's going to be very impactful for a generation of kids that, are leading the way. Because as you guys know, the kids lead the future.
Sure, yeah. No, but speaking about I guess all the Gen Zs, I guess you can throw the millennials also too. If they want to be part of the crypto industry, because I remember some of the guys that talk about to get into the crypto space, either you've got to be a developer or something like that. But
it's a great.
But I'm sure there's also so many roles, right? There are other I guess career opportunities in crypto space.
They're just organizations. I just got reached out to by a couple of big artists, 1 million plus followers, a few of them actually. They're like a group of artists. And they want me to help them with the creative for the NFTs so that they can drop music and drop merch and drop collectibles to their audience and say hey, if you have my NFT and you come to my show, you get to meet me because you have the NFT, things like that. And they need help with creative. So I'm not a creative, but I have creators that help me. So I just brokered a deal with designers. I've done marketing campaigns with Metal, for example. Metal is a peer-to-peer proof of process payments. So think of Venmo and Cash App, and they send they send money to each other. But if I send you $100, they give me 5% cash back in their cryptocurrency Metal, and that Metal can be withdrew into dollars, right? Withdrawn. And I did influencer marketing for them, where I got influencers to show the peer-to-peer transactions on stories, and it drove traffic to their brand, and they ended up getting more users. But if you're young and you're getting into the space, I'm going to tell you right now, suck it up, become a blockchain developer. You will have a job for the rest of your life. And what you do for your career and what you do for work, I think should be two different things. I think one thing you need to do that makes money and one thing you need to do that fuels passion. And unfortunately, the reality is people say money is evil, money is the devil, all that. Money makes this world go round. And you need to figure out skills that pay the bills. And right now, blockchain developers are going to be the most sought after. You will always have a job for the next years, for the next coming years. And now you get to work remote. You get to pick up different projects. You get to work on your own time.
Yeah.
Like the flexibility of being a developer nowadays, a software engineer is insane. And if I can go back and give myself wisdom, I'd go study that and just buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
These, at the end,
No.
these are companies, okay? And if you look at a company, every company has the same, triangle structure or pyramid structure, whatever you want to say. The CEO's at the top, whether it's CMO, CFO, CIO, CBO. Like there's just there's a position for everything, and there's departments for everything. HR, there will be a cryptocurrency company that needs HR. And this is a brand new industry, but they're still replicating some of the things from the old model.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah. No, it's good. No, because because I know eventually, people will be interested with cryptos, especially the blockchain. Like you said earlier, like in the next 10 years, like the way we live our life, the way we do business is going to be so different, So, and definitely, that's what I like in the podcast where I started is called the Cryptocosm. I was inspired by this guy named George Gilder. He's a guy who wrote Life After Google. So he's kind of like a futurist. But he's a really interesting guy, and he just talks about blockchain is going to play such an important role. It's not only just payment solutions, but also how we store data, how we securitize our data and stuff. And it's a whole.
If you look at transparency, I think is one of the most important things that this blockchain solves. And if you look at what's happening in the U.S. elections, right? Whether you voted Trump, whether you voted Biden, I honestly, personally, I'm not going to get into conspiracy stuff, but I don't believe presidents are elected and that they're selected. And the fact is, I can't.
Amen. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
But I can't prove that.
Yeah.
And it's all this crazy guy with his tinfoil of dreads, whatever. But all I got to say is that blockchain would have solved that problem. Blockchain, which you can do this today, okay? You saying I voted this person, and I have a social security number or a string of letters and numbers that I can look everybody in the world's vote. I don't know who's who, but Marcus, you're like, what's your number? I go, my number is ABC123. You type it in the blockchain, and you're like, oh, he voted Biden, or he voted Trump, or whoever voted for it. I can validate it, and I can look at yours, and now we can validate each other's, but there is no validation. Now we have election fraud, and election fraud is not just this election. This is just like, news and information is out there more than ever now, especially with social media. We have these personal, independent reporters. But everyone forgets when Trump, when Bush was running against Gore, he stole Florida, and blockchain would have solved all of this, and that ultimately put him in. Yeah. And it's just blockchain solves so many problems outside of transactions. It's not about money. It's technology, transparency, real estate. When I do acquire, real estate, and I bought my second hotel right before this pandemic. The worst thing I ever did was sell my Bitcoin to buy my hotel. And the worst part was my other hotel paid me out, and I should have just put it in Bitcoin. Instead, I pulled out my Bitcoin, grabbed both of those, and bought a bigger hotel right before a pandemic, and got global tourism pandemic, because no one travels during a pandemic. It was a investment I could have done. But the reason why it took so long to close that deal is because Mexican government's corrupt. And there has been stories, and you could look this up, type Mexican government seizes beachfront resorts. And what the story of, I know an expat that was actually on his honeymoon there. And he told me when he was eating breakfast on the restaurant, the beachfront restaurant, out of nowhere, guys with machetes, cops with guns came in, kicked everybody out. And what they did was they came in with a deed to the land, and they seized these beachfront hotels. They seized like 13 beachfront hotels from everybody that was in Tulum, Mexico. And these guys built these beachfront hotels, these resorts, thinking they had the deed to their land, but someone else superseded them and took their property from them. And that's the problem. But if every owner and everything was publicly on this blockchain, people's property would not get seized, and there would be transparency amongst everybody.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
That was good.
Man, that is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Wow.
I know. It's a lot of information at you. I know. It's a lot.
Yeah. No, No, because I know I definitely agree with you when it comes to when it comes to elections, in terms of transparency and all that stuff. Because I know I do remember like a couple of years ago, like Sierra Leone, like they have used the blockchain for their voting and stuff, But I mean, you won't hear much about Sierra Leone and stuff. I mean, like that'll never come in the mainstream news, something like that. It'll be reported by some independent journalist, but I kind of doubt that they will use a blockchain for voting. I don't think that's not going to happen. I mean, like the whole, what do you say? The
transparency with government, that's not happening.
Not going to happen. I think, but one thing, like ever since Bitcoin came into the picture, like especially when it comes to financial education, a lot of people started to learn about the history of money, how money is created. It started to like made people question things. So like have you ever been in a situation where people ask you about when it comes to money and stuff like?
Like if it's legitimate, I mean, you can see what the Federal Reserve is doing. They're printing more money ever. Look, the governments are corrupt. That's a global thing. It's unfortunate, and you see what's happening in not Panama. It's not Ecuador. One of these countries, they finally acknowledged Bitcoin. The second biggest mortgage company in the planet is now accepting Bitcoin as payment, right? And this is just innovation. You can't stop what's coming. It's facts. And it's the questions everyone's questioning it. The price of gas, the price of lumber, the price of everything. At least I can speak on the States. I can't speak of how it is in the UAE, but in the States it's insane. And your dollar is not a dollar anymore. There is no more McDonald's used to have a dollar menu. There's no dollar menu anymore. There's no Burger King. I mean, you can't, because a dollar gets you nothing. Everything is getting more expensive. Yeah. Leaving my house costs me money. I can't expect. I try not to spend money because of the way I look at it. I go out with my friends. I'm spending $500 to $1,000. I look at that and I'm like, man, I could hire someone in South America to work with me for the whole month and help me grow and help me build these goals and ambitions and things that I'm trying to achieve. And it's crazy. So if you're not questioning money, you're not aware of money, because I'll tell you, rich people, yeah, they complain about taxes, but I mean, hell yeah, I love to complain about taxes. That means you're doing.
Yeah.
I want to pay a lot of taxes because that means I'm making a lot of money. And if you're not at that point in your level yet, and you're not questioning money, you think Bezos and all these people, like big billionaires, like they have like dollars? Like no, they're putting it in assets that are appreciating value.
Yeah.
They're buying cars are depreciating value, right? And I know we have a few minutes left, so I kind of want to plug a little bit of the Furlough and like kind of since with the crypto stuff. Cool. Yeah.
So, yeah. Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have big dreams and goals, and I think Furlough, it started off as a passion project. Like I said, I got bored, and I just started building this community of people by just mentoring them. And then I realized when I started talking to them, they started talking to each other, and we really built this really cool community. And then I saw what happened with Dogecoin and like Elon, the Doge father, and I kind of feel like I'm the father of this community, and I think I could push this into a direction. The problem with these meme coins is everyone's trying to make a buck versus what's cool with our community. People are naturally transacting amongst each other their services. So, a vision that I have is I do want to release a coin one day, but I don't want to do a scam coin. I don't want to do those meme coins. I don't want to make it like, yo, get rich. There's going to have true utility behind it. And I want to airdrop people that I see that are providing services to each other and be like, hey, you have 1,000 Furlough coins or whatever you want to call it. And the cool thing is how many coins you have there, because a community, I might be the founder, the owner, whatever the case. It's a community is nothing without the community, the people. And what I think is so cool about this cryptocurrency space is that if you hold the currency, it gives you utility. And what I mean by that is, especially in a community, right? Let's say we have 1,000 tokens, and everybody buys each one of those tokens for $100. And now there's money that goes towards this community, which is known as a treasury. Imagine everyone that holds those currencies can now vote amongst themselves to how that currency gets spent and how that treasury is used. And that's governance. And that's what's the thing about this the cryptocurrency is that you can allow people that hold the currency, and the people that hold the most are probably most invested in the community, to allow governing within this community. And that's something so rare and so I haven't seen anybody become big players in that. And right now I'm just trying to build this community, trying to get awesome people that, that there's a level of trust and there's relationships. And we will drop currency one day that is meant to, support everyone here. And honestly, I hope as we grow this and make this really awesome, our value ends up tenfolding and growing exponentially. And then not a single person in our community has to worry about $1 again because they were there in a section just truly helping people out. Because I've realized something in my life. The more you ask people, how can I help you? The more you end up being asked, how can I help you? So.
Yeah. No, that's what, that's what got me attracted to you, to the Furlough community. Like for me, it's a good place, to actually increase my human capital and just, actually work along with, mentors or experts or, leaders in their field, who are also, trying to work on their own big projects, so that's something I'm really excited about. And you'll definitely see me, definitely be more involved because I definitely want to increase my human capital and, learn some skill sets and, make things happen,
Love to hear it. Yeah. And if you guys want to join, we're super inclusive. The link is discord.gg/Furlough. Come in, introduce yourself. I'm in there. My username is Casanova IQ, and then the hashtag 7777. If you guys want to hang out and talk, we're kicking it all the time. And these are the types of elevated conversations we have. And I hope everyone that's listening to this, if you made it this far, respect and appreciate you. And, thanks for tuning in and listening to us kick it and talk about, the cryptocosm in the building. Appreciate you, Marcus, for having me, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Take it easy now.
Awesome, man. Take care.